Let's say you're looking to move to the Boise and Treasure Valley area and you want to know what are the best areas in Boise and the worst areas that you really should just avoid. We're getting after that right now. Hey everyone, so you're looking to move to the Boise and Treasure Valley area and you want to make sure that you move into the best neighborhood instead of the worst neighborhood. Well, we're going to take a look at that and we're going to be using appreciation as our main guide over the past 3 years. All right, the number one worst area to move into the Boise area is, drumroll please, believe it or not, Boise itself. So it only appreciated by 25% over the past 3 years. So it went from a median price of $419,000 up to $526,000, an equity gain of $106,000. Now, again, it's important to take a look at how much these are appreciating over a few years, because it's showing us over the long term how prices are. When you're investing in real estate, buying for yourself, of course, I always tell people, don't try to time the market for the next 2 years. You always want to buy for 5 to 7 to 10 years. If you happen to sell earlier and make a ton of money, that's great. But over the long term, real estate has ups and downs, as you'll see in the graphs we're showing. And over the long term, you end up making money. So Boise is the number one worst area to move into in the Treasure Valley. And frankly, this actually makes sense based on the conversations and the people that I help move here that ultimately move more into the suburbs of Boise rather than Boise itself. But Boise is a great town. It's super cool, great downtown area, and it's super, super clean. I think if you're moving here from a state like California and you're coming from Los Angeles or San Francisco, where you have a lot of homeless problem, very dirty streets, needles all over the place, etc., you're just not going to find that here in the Boise area. Now, of course, we do have some homeless as well, and there's some really great programs that are really trying to help take care of those people. And as you can imagine, in the wintertime, it's really, really tough on those people. And so the homeless here truly are in need and need help as well. But you're just not going to see anything like you're going to see in California. It is probably one of the cleanest cities in America, downtown Boise. And you've got some really cool areas around Boise. You've got the North End. So this is also has Hyde Park, which has a lot of cool restaurants in here. And you're going to have a lot of craftsman bungalow style homes in here as well. Plus you got the Boise Bench, which is going to be more of your mid-century modern homes. So rather than homes built in the 20s and 30s like North End, you're going to have these homes that are built more in the 60s, 70s, a little bit in the 80s. But you also have a lot of new build areas around Boise, especially as you get into the foothills of Boise. You have some really, really large homes on larger lots as well, versus more of the tract home style that you're going to find down in the city of Boise. And the cool thing about Boise and Boise Bench in particular is you are really close to the airport. So if you're wanting to be 8, 10, 12 minutes from the airport, Boise Bench is going to be a really great area because you're going to be so close to the airport if you need to travel a lot for work. And Boise, of course, you've got the Boise River running right through it. So if you are really into going to the river in the summertime, which I would highly recommend because it does get really warm here, the Boise River is a great way to cool off. It's fed by snow melt from the local mountains here, and you can do the river float. You can just go there and put your feet in the water with a chair there and have a great time there. So you've got Ann Morrison Park here. It's a great park for the kids, huge, huge park. It's actually where the Boise River float ends, so you can park your car either there or further up and then float back down to that point. All right, the second worst area to move into based on appreciation is going to be the town of KUNA. So KUNA is a small town here in the Boise area, a suburb of Boise with just about 25,000 people. It has really been discovered over the past few years. It was a very tiny little town and has really blown up over the years. Now, the great thing you have about KUNA is that you do have a 4-lane highway coming in here on Meridian Boulevard coming right into here. So it's a nice flow of traffic to get in and out of KUNA really, really quickly. And there's a nice mix of tract homes here, but also some more acreage properties as well. So depending on what you're looking for, you can get some custom, semi-custom, and then just true spec tract homes here. Or if you want to have a little more elbow room for yourself, you can find those larger acreage lots here as well. Now, those are going to be a bit more expensive for you. So a lot of folks are moving more into the tract home style homes. So KUNA prices only appreciated 28% over the last 3 years. And that was from a median price of $344,000 to $422,000. So an equity gain of $98,000. Still not bad overall over 3 years, but not as great as some of the other areas we're going to be talking about here in just a second. Now, taking a look at niche.com, which I think is a really great resource for you to help figure out the rankings of the areas here, it has a B- overall. So frankly, I think that's a little bit low, but it's a B-, and what's dragging it is it's a C on public schools. So some of the other areas like Meridian are going to have better schools. That's going to drive that rating up. Now, and what's interesting is it actually came in number 6 for the best suburbs for young professionals to live in here in Idaho, which I find really interesting. There's really not a whole lot going on in KUNA itself, but you are very close to Meridian. So if you're working in Meridian, it's just a quick jaunt up to Meridian, 15 to 20 minutes, and you're in Meridian. Number 3 worst area in Treasure Valley as far as appreciation is going to be a little surprising probably, and that's the city of Meridian. So Meridian appreciated from $400,000 to $525,000 over the past 3 years, just over 31% total appreciation. So pretty darn solid, but not as good as some of the other areas that we're going to be talking about here in just a moment. So I actually personally really love Meridian. I have friends that live in Meridian. I go to church in Meridian, spend a lot of time there, and it has really great parks, really great schools. Settlers Park is great, huge playgrounds, soccer fields, basketball courts. If your kids are in sports, they're probably going to be playing at Settlers Park. Also Kleiner Park, same thing, playgrounds, huge grassy fields you can set up and play volleyball there. Great pond there at Kleiner Park. I've even seen people fishing both there and at the pond at Settlers Park. And there's also the Village located in Meridian, and it was built around 2013. It kind of feels like Southern California, a lot of high-end boutique shops. You've also got nearby there, you've got World Market, Trader Joe's. So you've kind of got everything you need right there. My daughter really loves going to the Village with me and going to the Royal Coffee Shop there because she says it has the best coffee shop in the whole Boise area. Now, taking a look at niche.com for Meridian, niche.com actually gives it an A-. Now, a couple key features of Meridian from niche.com is it's actually rated #1 best suburbs to live in Idaho, #1 best suburbs for young professionals in Idaho, #2 best suburbs to raise a family in Idaho, and #6 best public schools in all of Idaho as well. So there's certainly a lot going for it here in Idaho, even if it didn't appreciate the most in the last 3 years. The 4th worst city in Treasure Valley as far as appreciation is the town of Caldwell. We just got one more to go after this one to get into the best cities in the area that have appreciated over 50%. So Caldwell, Idaho had an appreciation of 32% over the last 3 years, average of 10% per year over 3 years. And that took Caldwell from $300,000 price to $397,000, or an equity gain of $97,000. Now, niche.com gives it a B-, also a C+ for housing and schools, kind of dragging it down. What's interesting though, it is #1 for the most diverse suburb in all of Idaho. So there is a much larger Hispanic population here in Caldwell, Idaho. So personally, being from San Diego, we have access to a lot of Mexican food in San Diego. Well, that's where you're gonna find a lot of your Mexican food up here, is in the town of Caldwell. So I personally absolutely love the fact of that. And Indian Creek Plaza is here, which is a really cool downtown area of Caldwell. And so that's been developed over the past few years. We love going to downtown Caldwell to Indian Creek Plaza and seeing all the different concerts and just the different events they have here. It's super fun. Live music all the time, typically on Tuesday nights during the summer into the early fall, you're gonna have these events. Or one time there was Corbin Maxey, who's a big YouTube star that has all these cool animals. He has billions of views on his YouTube channel. He was there because he actually lives in Caldwell and was doing a live event, and he regularly does events there at Caldwell and also around the Treasure Valley, which is super cool. They got a splash pad here at Indian Creek Plaza, all the restaurants right around here, so you can go grab dinner from one of the restaurants. They have a little bar there where you can get canned cocktails, wine, or beer, and go enjoy it on the plaza. Also during the winter time, they completely light this place up with probably millions of Christmas lights. For all I know, it's absolutely incredible. And they have an ice rink they call the Ribbon, really large ribbon that they set up in the plaza here. And for a pretty nominal fee, you can rent ice skates and have a really great time with your kids and your family. So Caldwell is really up and coming. There's about 60,000 people that live here. It's right next to the town of Nampa that we're gonna be talking about in just a second. And we absolutely love spending a lot of time there in Caldwell. Now you also can get a lot more land in Caldwell also. Now the median prices that I'm talking about here, which is again 32% increase, and median prices between $300 to $397, that equity gain there, that's gonna be more for your tract home style homes, 6,000 to 10,000 square foot lots, 10,000 square feet being about just under a quarter acre. But if you do want some more land, an acre, maybe 2 acres, etc. You're going to be able to find that in Caldwell, especially as you go out to the Snake River Valley, where all the wineries are located as well. So if you're looking for more land as you head further west into Caldwell towards Snake River Valley, you're going to have more options for land out here in Caldwell. Now, the 5th worst city in Treasure Valley is the town of Nampa. This is another suburb of Boise, located just west of Boise and just south of Caldwell. So about 20 minutes or so from Boise. It has a population of about 100,000 people in it. And it had an equity gain of 43% from the last 3 years, going from $304,000 to $435,000. Now, niche.com gives it a B-, and it gives it the 3rd most diverse suburbs in Idaho. So it's getting a C+ for housing and schools as well from niche.com. That's just what niche.com says. So I personally live in Nampa. I really love it. I live kind of in South Nampa, in a tract home development, but also basically surrounded by farm fields. So I love that feel of living here in Nampa, and it's kind of why I moved here, because I wanted that more country feel, but also having a nice large home. So I was able to buy a very affordable, very large home here in Nampa that would have been much more expensive in some of the other neighborhoods that we're addressing here. So Nampa is a really great area. Now, the downtown area is kind of up and coming. There's some cool things that happen there, especially during, you have a once a month event that happens, especially as it's a little bit warmer. Winter months, it kind of slows down a bit, but they've got a Halloween event, Christmas event, block parties during the summer, which is super fun, live music, etc. Some cool little restaurants there like Holy Cow, 2C Family Brewing. You also got Mother Earth Brewing. They're not in downtown, but they have a tasting room. They're from San Diego, originally moved up here and opened up a much larger brewing facility. So there are some cool places in downtown. However, it's not quite where Caldwell is as far as what they've done for the downtown area. So probably not quite as much vision as what the leaders of Caldwell have. So we don't have anything like the Caldwell Plaza, but they're doing their best, and we still love going there, but it's not quite as great as Caldwell as far as the downtown area. All right, let's head into the top 3 best areas to move into in the Boise area, and this is because appreciation is over 50%. So the first one up is going to be the town of Eagle. Eagle is a super cool neighborhood, really not neighborhood, but city here in the Treasure Valley. It's certainly more the high-end, more wealthy areas of Eagle. Now, there are a mix of homes that you're gonna find here, anywhere from older mid-century homes to much larger, brand new, custom-built homes in communities like Two Rivers and Lakemore. And the median price at the time of recording is $950,000. And it had an appreciation of 60% over the last 3 years, from $590,000 to $950,000, and an equity gain of almost $360,000. Now, niche.com rates it very highly as well. It gives it a B+ overall, #1 best suburbs to raise a family in Idaho, and #1 best suburbs to live in Idaho, plus #3 best suburbs with public schools. So very highly rated, all kinds of little cool, little great restaurants here. We love going to Reed Merrill Park, and then you've got Kachi as well, which is like a wood-fired pizza and Italian restaurant. Absolutely great cocktails for happy hour. Now, Reed Merrill Park, great playground, huge splash pad, and access to the river with this really cool steel bridge. But we go there all the time to cool down during the summer months, to go to the river. And we just, like I said, we sit down in our chairs, put our feet in the water, we splash around with the kids, maybe do a little float down the river as well. And we just really enjoy going to this part of Eagle. And a lot of my friends live in Eagle, so I spend a lot of time in Eagle, so I know it really well. And of course, helping people relocate and move into Eagle as well. So really cool little restaurants here, like I mentioned, absolutely worth checking out. And so if you are looking for more of the custom-built, higher-end homes, then this is where you're going to want to end up. Now, the #2 best area to move into from a standpoint of appreciation is going to be the little town of Middleton. It had an appreciation of nearly 64%, from $345,000 to $569,000. That's an equity gain of $221,000. Middleton is a small little town, only about 10,000 people, nestled in between Star, which I'm coming up to next. I'm giving it away, but it's in between Star and Caldwell. Again, only 10,000 people. Not a whole lot going on here, just a couple little small stores, some professional services, of course, for you. But it's very country, some really nice custom-built homes, some tract homes, and lots of larger lots available there as well. So if you're looking for something that's in the half-acre to acre range, there's quite a few homes available like this. And then, of course, you can go above that as well, over an acre. And you get into the foothills of the Treasure Valley area as well. So you get some really nice custom homes in the foothills with views of the Treasure Valley as well. So I really love Middleton. Niche.com is ranking it with a B, and it gives it a number 3 best suburbs to raise a family in Idaho, number 4 best suburbs to live in Idaho, and number 7 suburbs with the best public schools in Idaho as well. And finally, the number 1 best city to move into the Treasure Valley is Star, Idaho, with an appreciation of 75% over the past 3 years. So that would take us from $414,000 to $725,000, an equity gain of $311,000. Star is a super cool little town in between Eagle and Middleton. It's basically becoming an extension of Eagle, but there's still kind of a gap between it, but it is getting built out quite a bit. And it is built up against the foothills as well. So depending on where you end up in Star, you can have some really great views of the Treasure Valley in the foothills, nice big custom homes up there. But there's a lot of builders building really high-end homes up here. You got Toll Brothers that builds a lot up here, Berkeley, B&B builders, etc., and Richmond America, among others, plus a lot of just custom home builders that are building in Star, Idaho. Niche.com gives this a ranking of B overall, number 5 best suburbs with best public schools, and then number 6 best suburbs to live in Idaho, and number 6 to raise a family in Idaho as well. Now it's funny that it's best public schools because Star actually doesn't have a high school. You have to go over to Eagle High to send your kids to high school. Now there are plans to build a high school, but at the moment there are no plans. But Star is a very, very popular area for folks to move into Idaho. So if you're looking at Eagle, you might want to take a look at Star. There's a lot of similarities, very close proximity to the river. It runs right through there. You got Star Riverwalk Park, with a beautiful little park with walking trails right there. And it's going to be a bit more affordable, about 25% less than Eagle. So if you're looking for a little more affordability for the very similar vibe and feel, but a little bit more rural, Star would be the place to check out. Well, that's a complete overview of the best and worst neighborhoods here in the Boise and Treasure Valley. Again, we were taking a look based on appreciation and kind of what the feel is of those neighborhoods. So I hope you have a good idea of what that is like. If you are looking to make the move here to Idaho, like I myself made the move from California, I would love the opportunity to help you. So all you got to do is reach out via the contact information that's below, via phone, text, or email. I'd love to sit down with you, or one of my team members as well. We'll have a Zoom call and figure out exactly what your lifestyle is and what you're looking for when you're moving here to the Treasure Valley area, whether that is Boise itself or Eagle or Star, really close proximity to the river, or Meridian, where you got great schools, all the great shopping there with the village, etc., or somewhere else here in the Treasure Valley. We'd love to help you. So just reach out via phone, text, or email at the contact information below. And don't forget to watch this video where we dive into everything you need to know about Eagle, Idaho.